our learning farm. We have lots to do.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, oh my god, there's baby toys that keep playing in the background. Does that freak anybody else out? That always freaks me out when that happens. So today, I am going to be wrapping some presents for my kids. Emmy is napping and Bowden is at school. Today is Bowden's last day of school before he has winter break. So I figured I have to kind of get some presents wrapped today because it's kind of my last, well, it's not kind of, it is my last opportunity to do this during the day while he's at school because next week is Christmas and he will be home all day long. So unless I do it at night, which let's be honest, like, I don't know about you guys, but after my kids go to bed, I have to like wash dishes and do like 100 things. So by the time I actually sit down for the night, it's like 10 o'clock at night and I know I'm not gonna wrap presents that late at night. So I'm gonna get it done today. I figured I would kind of talk to you guys while I do it. You guys can sit down and wrap your presents. We can kind of talk and chat while we wrap. So you guys can get your stuff out, grab a coffee, grab a tea, I don't know, grab a snack. And yeah, we'll just chat. I'll answer some questions while I wrap these presents. I have about an hour before I have to leave, so I need to like hustle, honey. I need to hustle. Okay, so this year is the first year that I decided to wrap Santa gifts separate from our like normal gifts, or not normal gifts, but like gifts from mom and dad. If you haven't seen my last video, like the what I got my kids for Christmas video, I kind of explained how we do Santa in that video if you want to check that out. But this is the wrapping paper I got this year for our Santa presents. I think it's so cute. I got this from Meijer and it was super, super cheap. Actually, no, I lied. I got this from Walmart and it was like, let's see, 60 cents. Oh, 97 cents, I'm sorry, for one roll, which I thought was a really good deal. So I got 2 rolls just in case. Santa in our house only brings 4 presents for each kid. So I'm sure 1 roll will be enough. Sorry. But I didn't want to risk it. And also, if you saw my last video, I lost some presents. Oh my god, these toys. What is happening? Anyway, I lost some presents and I found them. I found the books that I thought I lost. So that's good news because I was really worried I was not going to find those in time for Christmas. So good news. I found them. Okay, so let's jump into the questions. So the first question, what is your personality type? So, I am definitely, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. So when I first meet people, especially if it's like a group setting, I'm definitely shy. I am definitely not the person that's gonna like come up to someone randomly and be like, hey, how are you? What's up? I'm also definitely not the person who's gonna be like the life of the party, the center of the attention, and like that's just not me, and that will never be me. That never was me as a child. That's just never gonna be me. But I will say that once, like, I'm the type of person that once I feel comfortable, I start to kind of warm up to people. I definitely become more outgoing and like I let my humor kind of come through, and you know what I mean? Like I'm just more myself. So that's my personality type. I think that a lot of people, to be honest, think that I am maybe like stuck up or rude a lot when they first meet me because I'm so shy and like I just don't really talk very much. So I think that can kind of come off as like standoffish or stuck up, or you know, which is totally not me. I mean, I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm a very nice person and very down to earth, but yeah, I can come off kind of like not very nice because I'm so shy. And also I kind of have a resting bitch face. I shouldn't say that word. I have a resting bee face. So that doesn't really help my case either because, you know, I don't know, that's just my face. I just don't look super happy and smiley, I guess, all the time. I am definitely a people pleaser, and over the last few years, I have tried to get a little bit better about that and kind of stand up for myself. And I don't know, I just really don't like confrontation. I really don't want people to be upset with me, or I just don't like to cause conflict. So usually I'll just kind of go along with whatever. I'm pretty like easygoing, and I just like won't really say anything because I just don't like conflict. But as I've gotten older and had kids, especially since I've had kids, I think that's kind of changed a little bit. I still am a little bit of a people pleaser, but when it comes to my kids, I'm more apt to like kind of stand up and say something, especially if things are like affecting them negatively. But especially with Nate, I think in our relationship over the last probably, I don't know, year or two, I definitely think I've become more outspoken and kind of express things a bit more and push back on things a bit more than I used to. So I don't know, I guess you'd have to ask him what my personality type is, because he probably would disagree with me on some of the things that I said there. Next one, do you and Nate exchange gifts at Christmas time? Yes, we do, and I will tell you that we really mainly do because Nate wants to. I honestly this year, I feel like every year I kind of push this, but this year especially I was like, let's not do gifts. Like, can we please not do gifts? But Nate really likes giving gifts, and he also likes to receive gifts. So we are exchanging gifts this year, and I kind of went a little overboard honestly on his stuff. I would totally tell you or show you what I got him, but Nate is definitely like a peeker, and I have to like hide his gifts so well. I've already wrapped all of his gifts. Every day when I get one in the mail, I just wrap it right away because I know that he'll sneak and look, and he probably already knows somehow like what I got him. But yeah, that's why I'm not going to tell you guys, because he would totally watch this video, and yeah, I just can't trust that boy. So yes, we are exchanging gifts for Christmas. If Nate had it his way, we probably already would have given our gifts to each other, because he just can't wait. Like, he just, I don't know what is up with him, his personality type. He just does not like to wait for presents. So he would probably already love to exchange them. I'm pretty excited about what I got him this year. I hope that he likes them. Next question, what is your favorite holiday? So I think my favorite holiday has always been, it used to be Thanksgiving. And then now I'd say it is 4th of July, but at the same time, I feel like it's a really close second to Christmas. And the reason why I love Christmas now is because I have kids, and it's so much more fun with kids, especially at Bowden's age, where he like understands what's going on, and it's just so like magical and fun when you have young kids. So I don't know, I'd say 4th of July and Christmas. Can I pick two? Next question, where did you and your husband meet? So actually, Nate is not my husband. We are not married, and I don't know if we ever will get married. Honestly, neither of us are in a rush. We're really interested in getting married right this second. I don't know if we ever will, to be honest. We literally have everything and do everything that someone who is married would do. We are fully committed to each other. We have a house together, we have kids together, we have cars together, we have finances together, like literally everything is together. So at this point, it doesn't really matter to me, and I'm pretty sure he feels the same way. But where did we meet? We met at Buffalo Wild Wings. I was a server there. I was working there. I had been working there already for like, oh my gosh, I don't know, maybe a year or two, probably like 2 years. And he came in one night with his friends, and he ended up leaving me his number, which is like so funny because neither of us are like this way. Like he's definitely not the personality type that would typically leave his number on a check, and I am definitely not the type to like text a guy if they leave me their number. I don't know, nothing like against you if I guess you do that, but like that's just not how we are. So it's kind of funny how it worked out, but yeah, that's what happened, and I ended up texting him, and the rest is history. How long have you guys been together? So we have been together for 7.5 years. It will be 8 years in May, which is wild to me. We met when we were both 20, and yeah, We're both 28, so it's almost been 8 years. It feels like it's been a lifetime, and this is what I mean when I feel like nothing would change for us technically if we got married, except for, I guess, like legal things. But I mean, yeah, I feel like we're already married. We've been together for almost 8 years, and that's like a freaking lifetime. So yeah. What is the hardest age with your kids so far? So here's the thing. I feel like as a parent, or at least in my experience, every age is harder and easier in different ways. So like there's been hard things about every single age. Look at this present. I'm just the worst at wrapping gifts. Whatever. Good thing it's for toddlers and they don't care. But yeah, I'd say that every age, honestly, so far has been hard for me in different ways. I think it's kind of hard to say because I also feel like whatever stage you're in right now probably feels like the hardest, because it's really easy to kind of forget the past. Like when it's so far away, you're like, oh, it wasn't that bad. But when you're in the thick of it, it really is hard. So I would honestly say with Bowden right now, maybe not, no, not right now. Maybe like, I'd say 3 was probably one of the hardest ages for us. Maybe even 2, because 2, he wasn't really talking very much. He was speech delayed, and he went through like a biting phase, and it was just really hard because his communication, he was really struggling to communicate, and I think that led to a lot of tantrums and frustration on his end, which I completely understand. I'm not saying that, like, you know, it was wrong or whatever, but as a parent, it just gets really difficult, and it's a very frustrating time when they can't communicate and you're trying to help them, and it's, you know, the tantrums and the meltdowns and everything. It's just very hard for me. The whining and the crying and stuff is really very difficult for me as a parent. So I'd say maybe that phase, but also right now, he's 4.5, and the attitude, oh my god, guys, the attitude and the back talk, and like sometimes he's just so mean, and that's really hard for me too. I honestly, my favorite kind of like stage is kind of where Emmy is right now. Like I'd say from like maybe 8 months old, maybe even like 6 months old, up until they turn like 2 or 3 is like my favorite phase. It's just so fun to me. They're just so innocent and like cute, and I love them so much. Not saying that I don't love Bowden, but yeah, I don't know. I think the older that he gets, it does get a bit more difficult for me, but at the same time, he is also at an age where he's understanding more, so he can I can rationalize with him and talk things through with him, so that gets easier in a different way. I feel like newborn phase is super, super hard because you're not sleeping, baby's not sleeping, everyone's kind of trying to adjust, whether it's your first baby, second, whatever. I think it's all just kind of an adjustment period when you have a newborn in general, no matter how many kids you've had. So that phase is also very hard. Yeah, honestly, maybe I'd say newborn is the hardest because you just, everyone's just trying to adjust, and it's a big, big change. So yeah, maybe newborn, but also so far 4 has been very difficult for me too. So yeah, like I said, basically every age is hard. So if you're a new parent, welcome. It doesn't get easier, but it's also the best thing in the world and the greatest experience you'll ever have. So parenting is kind of mind effing like that, you know? Like it's so hard, but it's also so amazing. Were you popular in high school? No, that is the short answer. No, I was not. I had terrible acne, and my mom refused to let me go to see a dermatologist, so it was terrible and traumatizing, and my self-confidence was the lowest that it ever has been in my whole life. And yeah, honestly, I wasn't like, I don't know what I definitely was not popular, but I was also like not, oops, I totally cut this too short, didn't I? Darn it, whatever. I was definitely not like, I know some people's high school experience, they were like extremely bullied, or like, you know, it was very, very harsh and terrible. Mine was not that excessive for sure, which I'm very lucky and grateful for. But it definitely was not great. I definitely was not popular. I definitely was not invited to a lot of things. I definitely did not have like, I don't know. I just was not popular. But at the same time, I also feel like some of it was kind of my lack of confidence. I really didn't put myself out there very much. I do kind of regret, like I do feel like my self-confidence and my depression kind of led me to not, I could have done more, if that makes sense. I wish I could have like tried out for more things and kind of put myself out there more. And yeah, I don't know. High school is kind of what you make of it too. So I do regret that. But at the same time, I was living with my mom. I have never really put this out there on the internet before, but me and my mom do not have a relationship anymore. My childhood was not very good. So I was living with her. I am the youngest out of all of my siblings, so I was the only one there, kind of by myself, dealing with it all. And it was very toxic and very bad towards the end. The older I got, because I think she knew that I was like, you know, going to be moving out soon, and she was kind of losing control. And yeah, things just were really, really bad for me mentally. So I also have sympathy for myself and grace, and I know that, you know, a lot of the reasons that I didn't do those things and that my self-confidence was so low and stuff was because of the environment that I was in, that I was surrounded in every day at home. So I know that honestly, I don't really know how much more I could have done for myself as a teenager, because, you know, when you're young, hindsight is 20/20, and like I feel like you just grow so much after you get out of high school. So yeah, long story short, I was definitely not popular in high school. What do you do for a living? So I'm a stay-at-home mom currently. Before this, I nannied, and I brought my son with me while I nannied, which was a huge blessing for our family because I didn't have to pay for daycare, and I also could be the one to like be with him 24/7. But it also was really difficult to bring him to work with me as a nanny because you're caring for other people's children and you're also caring for your own child. I brought all of his stuff with me every single day, so I had like 4 bags with me and pack and plays and oh my god, all the things. It was definitely a challenge, but yes, right now I am a stay-at-home mom. Nate is a large loss estimator. Ooh, I don't know if I have enough. Good thing I got 2 rolls. Anyway, Nate is a large loss estimator with a restoration company, and that is definitely, he is the breadwinner. He has worked his butt off over the last few years to grow into that position, and I'm so proud of him. I'm so grateful for him because that is the reason I am able to stay at home right now. Once the kids are in school, I will definitely be getting a full-time job. I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. Honestly, I don't even really want to think about it because it just gives me anxiety because I have no idea. But yeah, I'm a stay-at-home mom right now, and I love it, but at the same time it is, I think the hardest part about being a stay-at-home mom for me, I can only talk about me personally, is kind of the isolation, and it's just very, very lonely, and you're doing the same thing every day in and day out. And also, another one of the aspects of being a stay-at-home mom that I think is the hardest is it's a very, how do I word this? Like, thankless job. You do not get a paycheck. You do not have much to show for it, if that makes sense. And I do feel like it's kind of looked down upon in society. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you're looked at as kind of being lazy or spending your husband's money, or I don't know, I feel like it's very easy to feel bad about yourself as a stay-at-home mom, like you're not doing enough, or like, I don't know, you're just sitting on your butt every day, like eating chocolate if you're a stay-at-home mom, which I know if you're a stay-at-home mom, you know that that's not true, but that's just the misconception of it. And honestly, I'm gonna go on a little rant here, but I feel like, I don't know, stay-at-home moms are just not appreciated as much, or maybe they're looked down on a little bit too much, and I think it is very unfair because I will always say how Nate is the hardest working person I've ever met. And I'm so grateful that he has busted his butt. This man works harder than I have, like literally anybody I know. And he has sacrificed so much to get to the place that he is and to be able to financially provide for our family. And I'm so grateful for that. So grateful. But I don't want to diminish that in any way. But I will say that I also feel like I have made sacrifices as well. And me staying home and nannying and being able to make the sacrifice of being the main caregiver of our children, this is not to like bash him in any way, but that is just the fact, is that I am the main caregiver of our children, just like he is the main financial provider for our family. That's allowed him to be able to advance as well in his career. I'm not saying that I'm trying to take credit for any of that. That's all him. But his job is very unpredictable. It is not a typical 9 to 5 where he has a very set schedule and it's very like predictable. Honestly, like even if I was working and I had a career, I would have to have a career that's more stable. I would have to be the one to take off of work if the kids were sick. I would have to be the one to be able to drop off the kids and pick up the kids because his schedule is just so all over the place. He doesn't start at 8 and end at 4 every day. That's just not how it works in restoration. He's on call once every 6 weeks. It used to be a lot more often before he got his promotion. He was on call like once every 3 weeks, all week long. I mean, there's been so many times that he's had to work from like 6 a.m. until midnight, or he's worked like 36 hours straight during a CAT. What they call a CAT is like catastrophe mode. So, you know, I have to kind of be the stable one for him to be able to have the career that he does. And I think that stay-at-home moms holding down the fort at home and doing everything that it takes to kind of run a household is just as important, because it allows the other person to have more time and freedom to build their career, if that makes sense. So like I said, I'm definitely not trying to take credit at all for anything that Nate has done. He has done it all by himself and busted his butt, and I'm so proud of him. But at the same time, I also feel like I've made sacrifices too. And I also work hard for our family, and I also, you know, help make that possible for him, because if he was a single dad, I don't know what he would do. He could not have the career he does right now. He really couldn't. So that's my long rant. If you're a stay-at-home mom, and your husband doesn't appreciate you, or people make comments to you that are rude, I don't know, just please don't let yourself get down or feel less than, because stay-at-home moms are amazing. Stay-at-home dads are too, but we are the ones who are raising the next generation, guys. Like, stay-at-home moms and stay-at-home dads are so important, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise, okay? Okay, I had to bring in the reinforcements. So I'm trying to wrap this winter, wow, that's probably so loud. I'm trying to wrap this winter coat that Santa's bringing Bode in, but like, oh my god, it's so like difficult to wrap, so I'm trying to shove it back into this Amazon box, and it's like not staying closed. Oh my god, this is gonna be just a beautiful gift. I'm so happy that my kids are at an age where they don't really care what the gift looks like. It's all about what's inside. So he will really not care. Okay, so I'm gonna answer one more question, and then I'm gonna wrap this up because this video is getting long, and also it's hard for me to focus while I'm answering questions, and I really don't have a lot of time left. So yeah, last question. How has having kids affected your relationship? That's a good one. So I think that having kids, especially young, because we had Bowden when I was, oh my god, how old was I? 23? 23? How old am I now? I'm 28, Bowden's 4.5. So I was 23, right? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I think I was 23 when I had him. And Nate was as well. So I think, honestly, having kids for me, I can only speak for me and our relationship, was pretty difficult on us because of the pressure and the responsibility that it puts on both of you. I mean, you're responsible for like a whole human being now, so it definitely changes things. It also pushed us a lot to kind of mature quicker and get our shit together and get a house, kind of be more financially responsible, all of those things. So I will say, I think it's been a struggle at times and put pressure on our relationship in maybe, I wouldn't say bad ways, but maybe it's made it a little bit more difficult and more strained for us. But I also feel like it has also brought us together and kept us a lot stronger. I do think that because we got together so young, I feel like this is gonna come off bad, but I think that having a child together, at least in my opinion, I can't speak for Nate, but for me, I think it kind of pushed me to try harder in our relationship and try and work harder and make things work extra because we do have kids together, or a kid together. We have had a lot of rough patches in our relationship. This last year has been very hard. Not because we're like fighting or anything, but just emotionally, the toll that it takes when one of you is having health issues. It's just a lot. It puts a lot of, not pressure, but it just takes an emotional toll on your relationship, if that makes sense. So it's been really hard for us, but I think that, yeah, at the beginning, when Boden was really young, it was very, very difficult. We went through a lot of hard times, but I think the fact that we had a kid together made us both want to work harder to make things work and have a healthy relationship and have a good, strong foundation, because we have a family together now. So definitely not saying that we're together because we have kids or anything like that, but I do think that we have strived and pushed harder to make sure that our relationship is solid and make sure that we are treating each other kindly and just having healthy things. We both are also trying or have done a lot of work to kind of like heal from past traumas and things that you really don't realize. I think that when you're younger, maybe that you're doing or that are unhealthy habits. Sometimes, at least for me, I didn't realize a lot of those things were unhealthy until I had kids and until I was in a long-term relationship, because Nate is the longest relationship I've ever had. I think my longest relationship before that was like 8 months or something. So there's something different about being in a long-term relationship, that kind of different things come up. And yeah, we've just worked a lot harder to become better people, better individuals because of our relationship, because we want to have a healthy foundation and we want to have a good, solid family structure for our kids to grow up in. Both of us did not really grow up in very healthy households. I think that our generation in general, becoming parents, there were a lot of things that our parents did that we as a generation are maybe deciding against, or we are trying to change. And it's very, very, very difficult to try and be the one to break the like the toxic behaviors. But we are both trying super hard because we really want our kids to have a different childhood than we did, and we both really want our kids to not have a childhood that they have to recover from. Obviously, I'm sure we're gonna mess things up because there's no like handbook, and I don't know, I'm sure there's things that we're doing wrong, but we are trying our best to do better for our kids, and I hope that our kids try and do better for their kids when they grow up and have kids, if they do. So, long story short, I do think that has improved our relationship a lot, but I also think that it was very difficult for us, and we went through a lot of difficult times because we had kids, and we had kids relatively quickly. We were together for like 2 years, but still, like we were definitely not ready for kids. Bowden was definitely not planned. So I think that put a lot of pressure and strain on our relationship too. But I think in the grand scheme of things, and especially right now, kids has definitely made our relationship a lot stronger. And I think, yeah, having kids when we did obviously made us who we are today, and it made our relationship what it is today, which is in a really good space. So if you guys are having kids and you're worried about how it will affect your relationship, I wouldn't be too worried. I don't think it was like anything terrible. It is a lot harder though, and you have to be committed to working on that every day and choosing each other every day, even when it's hard, because it's gonna be hard, especially in that newborn phase when you guys aren't sleeping. You guys are gonna be really cranky to each other, and just try and have a lot of grace with each other through that period, because that's a really hard time on anyone's relationship, I think. But I need to finish up wrapping. I have like a couple more left, and I only have like 20 minutes before I have to go get Bowden from school. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you had fun and got to know me a little bit better. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.